Basically, this video is going to be a tutorial about shading. Okay, so you're each getting a set of pencils. Okay, the pencils have different types of graphite inside. Okay, so like a number 2 pencil is actually an HB grade pencil. The graphite inside the pencil is pretty soft, so you can actually, when you're shading with just a number 2 pencil, you can get some very dark shades. But I'm going to go through how to create shading with different grades of graphite and blending and not using any kind of smudging, but just to blend with the actual pencils. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and I made a little scale. Okay, I made it by using a ruler. It's 3 inches wide, and then each increment is 1 inch. Okay, so it's 3 inches wide and 6 inches long, and the bottom one I'm leaving blank. That's going to be the white. Okay, so the paper is white, so that's going to be our white. Towards the top, we will try to get as close to black as possible. Okay, so when you're using these pencils, it's important to realize you'll look on the printed on the side of the pencil in like a gold font is the label, the grade of the pencil. So this one is HB. What I do and what I recommend is that you take some masking tape or something like that and you kind of make a little flag and you write the pencil grade on the flag. It'll make it easier when you're trying to switch pencils, and it makes it a little faster so you don't have to try to look and see what it is. Okay, so that's a little suggestion that I make to my students, that they do that so it makes it easier. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start shading, and I'm gonna start light. Okay, I do not want to start as dark. I know this pencil can get darker, but that's not what I want. Okay, we want to have a gradual movement from white to black. Okay, the best way to do that is to hold your pencil. I kind of hold it towards the top, and I'm not necessarily using the very side of the pencil. You can, okay, but I hold it on like maybe like a 20-degree angle. Okay, and you want to travel the shortest distance. Okay, so the space between the area that you're shading, it makes it easier if you go up and down as versus side to side. When you go side to side, you get a lot of like, you know, empty space between your strokes, and that's not really what you want. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I filled in the HP section. The next level up would be the B pencil. Okay, so that's actually, if you want to go ahead and label on the left side, that's what I did. I wrote white, HB, B, 2B, 4B, 6B. Okay, so I go ahead and I fill that in. Again, you want to travel the shortest distance, so that way you don't get too many gaps between the strokes of the pencil. Okay, and you want this, each level to be a darker value. Okay, because that's really the function of a shading scale, is to create the difference of values between, or the range of values between white and either black or your just darkest value. Okay, when you do drawings of actual objects with these pencils, you may not use all the pencils. You may not have to. There might not be dark values. There might not be lighter values. So it really is a judgment of what you're looking at. Okay, so as you go, you're going to switch pencils. And you'll see each time you want the value to be slightly darker. It's not going to be a dramatic difference between a HB and a B, or a B and a 2B. Okay? It won't happen that way. Okay, so you keep going up, switching the pencil along the way until you get to this, okay? The top level is your 6B, and that's going to be your darkest value for now, okay? There are pencils that are darker, okay? We have ebony pencils, there's 8B, okay? Your set just goes up to 6B. We just figured for studio art, that's just the most ideal range when you're first starting out, okay? And basically, you know, once you get all your values in, step back and look at it. You know, take a magnet, put it on the refrigerator or put it on a bulletin board and step away from it and look at it and say to yourself, okay, maybe I could go a little darker. Maybe the 4B and the 6B, I could go a little darker, okay? And you kind of want to make it neat. If you have some gaps, you kind of want to clean that up. You can overlap, you know, in between the two values, okay? But you want it to be, each time you're shading, you want the value to be consistent, okay? So you don't want some areas of that, you know, box to be darker than others. You kind of want it to be even, okay, and consistent. And that's basically it, okay? So this is a shading scale. Again, you're showing from white to, you know, our darkest value, which, I mean, it's not necessarily black, but the 6B would be our darkest value for this, okay? And you want to have a gradual change from white to the 6B, okay? Do not smudge with your finger because it's not necessary, not for this, okay? So take your time. Again, you want to measure, create the scale, give yourself something to work with. I made it 3 inches by 6 inches. This is just regular 9 by 12 drawing paper. You could do it if you have your sketchbook, just do it right in your sketchbook, okay? And if you don't succeed the first time, just keep trying, okay? You'll get it eventually. I'm going to be sending you some other videos that kind of demonstrate how artists use these pencils when they draw real objects or portraits, because eventually that's what we're going to be working towards, is drawing actual objects. Okay, so good luck, and let me know if you need any help.